Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Discover Your Intuitive Self. And I'm your host, Brenda Reading. So glad that you are tuning in with me tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about fear versus intuition. And I want to give you an example. So let's say a thought comes to mind, and you're wondering if it's your fear or if it's an intuition message or thought. First of all, in my experience, intuition is very matter-of-factly. You know, when you get the message or you hear the words or you see that there's no emotion really with it. It's just, this is what it is, and bam, it's kind of like that. It doesn't come in with all types of emotion and fear. It kind of feels like a knowing. It's instant. And it's usually centered around a present moment, okay? Now, I'm not talking about like what we talked about before with precognitions and dreams like that. I'm just talking about, like a moment of intuition. Or if you're trying to make a choice, or let's say you get lost driving around. I mean, I've been known to not be the very best at directions. Just ask any of my friends. But let's say you come to a fork in the road, right? Great example, right? And you want to use your intuition. Well, that information that you receive is not going to come in with a bunch of, oh no, what if I go this way? And what happens if I go that way? And all of that type of fear. It's not going to work like that. At least that's been my experience. If you're trying to use your intuition to make a choice that's like a career move or a relationship, now that can be a very emotional choice, but you have to ask yourself, does the information that you receive, does it feel loving and joyful, and does it make your heart expand? Or once again, do you feel pushed or obligated or restricted, right? So if you're overanalyzing it in your head, it's probably your own fear, okay? Sometimes our intuition can give us direction, and then our own fear kicks in. And I'll give you an example of that. So I mentioned to you, not last week, but the week before show, about something that happened when I had a vision about Mother Mary 3 weeks before the Notre Dame Basilica burnt down. Well, while we were planning our trip to France, we were going to go to quite a few, I called it my mini Mother Mary pilgrimage, okay? Besides the wonderful, Monet Giverny and the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower and the Palace of Versailles, all of those great things, I wanted to go to the Sacré-Cœur, the Sacred Heart. I wanted to go to this, the little chapel tucked away in the city of the Miraculous Medal, having to do with St. Catherine. And we wanted to go down to Chartres to see that beautiful basilica. But in the meantime, I'd also been very drawn to Mary Magdalene's sacred basilica in the south of France. And I had been reading things about it, and, they had her relics there, and they do a celebration every year on her feast day. And so I tried to get some information on how to get there. So we decided that after our beautiful tour of France with the group was done, we would break away, the two of us, my husband and I, and we would get on a high-speed train, which those trains over there, they're absolutely amazing. So amazing. And we would take a 2.5-hour high-speed train ride down to Aix-en-Provence. And then we would be about 45 minutes away from Saint Maximin du Baume Basilica. And that is where Mary Magdalene's relics are. They have her, hope you're not, morbid by this, but they have her skull in this beautiful golden encasement, and it's down in a crypt, and they have some of her other bones, right? So, but anyways, I was really drawn to go to this place. So we get to Aix-en-Provence, and we didn't really know how we were going to get to the basilica because it was 45 minutes away. And we found out that to get a taxi, it was going to be about $150 each way to go for 45 minutes. So we thought, that's probably not the best option. So then we thought, well, do we really want to rent a car, just for a few hours? So we thought, well, we'll ask. So we asked at the front desk, and there was a young woman there, very nice. And of course, here we are in a foreign land. Neither one of us really speaks French, okay? And we're asking her, how can we get to this basilica? So she gets on the computer and she starts working away, and she says, okay, this is what we're going to do. And she says, in the morning, we're going to have a taxi pick you up. And she gave us a time. She wrote it down on a slip of paper. She says, and then they're going to take you to this bus station. Now, there was more than one bus station in the city of X, okay? So she goes, then you're going to find the correct bus to get you to St. Maximum du Baume. And then you're going to buy your ticket when you get on the bus. And that'll be how you get back. Okay, fine. So I know this is a lot of details, but you're going to see how it all ties in a second. So I'm thinking, great, right? We have the directions. This is how we're going to go. We only have one day, the next day, to get there, right? Go see this and come back, because the next day after that, we were headed off to Nice. So, okay, I'm excited. We turn around to go back into the elevator, which is like a 2-person elevator, okay? You could barely fit in there. And before I even get into the elevator doors, I hear, plain as day, words were extremely clear. Those directions are incorrect. You're going to have to ask someone else. So now at this point, I have to tell you, the information that came in was emotionless, okay? There was no fear with that information. I didn't know whose voice it was, but it was very clear and very direct. It really, I had no other choice. It was like, this is what you're going to have to do. My concern was, as I heard these words, I look up at my husband, and he's looking into my face, and he has seen this face before. He's like, so what happened? Now my own fear kicks in, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we have the wrong directions. What are we going to do? Who are we going to talk to? And I'm getting upset. And he's like, don't worry about it. We'll just ask someone else. No big deal. My wife just heard something from the great beyond. No big deal. So we came back down from our room in about 15 minutes, and there was a different person sitting at the front desk. And it was a gentleman, and we went up to him, and I said the same thing to him that I said to the woman. I said, we would like to go see this. How do we get there? He says, one moment, madame. And he starts typing away on the computer. He hands me a piece of paper. They're picking us up at a different time in the morning and taking us to a different bus station, getting on a different bus than what was on the first paper. So now I'm thinking, okay, now we come into the trust issue, right? Trust what you get. So I'm listening. I'm thinking, okay, where's the, is this okay? And I didn't hear anything. So I said, okay, this must be right. The next morning, they picked us up. We went to the bus station. We took the bus. We got to the basilica. And what happened after we got to the basilica to go see Mary Magdalene? Well, that's a whole nother story for another time. So anyways, the point being is that there wasn't any emotion that came in with the information. It was very direct, very clear. Okay? So I just want to say really quick, before I take my caller, next week we are going to have a very special guest again. Her name is Reverend Sharon Hill. She is also a registered Lily Dale medium who has been trained at the Arthur Findlay School in England. So please join us next week when we have Sharon Hill on our show. So I believe we have a caller, Linda. Linda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Linda. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. What can we help you with?
Well, I was wondering if there was any messages from my brother Jeff for his daughter Jamie.
Okay. As I step in with you, Linda, the first thing I see are these flowers, and they're white. Okay, they're these,
Okay.
and they're little white flowers. Okay, that's like a bouquet of little white flowers.
Okay.
Do those resonate with you? The little white flowers. It's
Not right offhand.
I'm trying to think of what they are. Oof, they're okay. Well, they're not big flowers. Okay, the blooms are little and small and dainty. Okay, like
Okay.
they might even be like I don't want to call it a weed, but something that you find out. Okay, all right, it's coming in. It's coming in better. Okay, all right, all right. I'm allergic to this one, so I should know. Queen Anne's lace. Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about now? It's these
Yep.
little. It's
yeah,
like
I'm
the
pretty,
weed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These would be the type of flower that maybe a child would go out and pick for you, not knowing
Yep.
that they were okay. All right.
Yep.
So I feel like that is part of with the child. Okay. The child is the child still here on this plane, or is the child with her father?
No, she's here.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I feel like the this Queen Anne's lace is for her. Okay. It's
Okay.
it's like a flower. All right. So I don't know if she has picked it before, okay, and given it to someone in her family. So if you could pass that along to her, she may be able to take that part of the message. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it has to do with the action of picking it and giving it to someone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And let's see. I feel water around your brother. Okay. Like I feel like either he was like to fish or boat. I feel like there was water that he liked to do things in water. Does that resonate with you? Because it feels like
he liked to fish. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm feeling there's like water with him. Okay, so now I'm seeing the waiter boots, and he's talking to me about, okay, I don't know much about fly fishing, okay, but he's talking to me about fly fishing. And I think it takes fly fishing, okay? I think they have to put those little things on the hook, little things like they look like flies, I guess. I don't know. But it has to do with patience, okay? So he's telling me that he's talking about the fact that he wishes he had more patience when he was here. That he needed to have more patience about things. And he's also wanting, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know how it took us all that roundabout way to get to it, but it had to do, he took us through fly fishing to get there. So, at least that's how he got it to me. So he's talking about patience, because I think it takes patience to do the flies or whatever, but I have to tell you, I've never been fly fishing, so I'm sorry. But anyways,
okay.
he's talking about patience and the fact that he didn't have enough of it when he was here. I feel like you may have been a better role model for him in that respect. And I feel like he wants to thank you for what you tried to help him with. Okay. I feel like I want to say that he heard you, but he didn't always listen. Okay. And I feel like I don't want to call him reckless. Okay. But I just feel that there was, he didn't always look before he leapt. Okay. That's how I want to say it. And he wants to, I feel like he's putting his arms around you like a big bear hug. Okay. I feel like he wants to just put his arms around you like a big bear hug. And thank you. I'm getting a little choked up here. Thank you. You are looking out for his daughter, right, as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
so yeah. He said that Yeah, he said that she also has inherited some of his lack of patience, and just to keep,
My God. Yes.
yeah, keep
Oh,
at her. Okay, keep at her. Don't give up on her, is what he's
okay.
saying. She needs,
Oh,
as he's
no, I
I'm
won't.
getting chills from head to toe. As he is putting his big arms around you, he wants you to keep putting your big arms around her. Okay?
Okay.
Because he helps her through you. Okay? And
Okay.
you might even feel it on, like on the back of your neck, like a warmth. I want you to look for that. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense at all to you?
Oh, yes. Yes, most
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to ask me here real quick?
Anything for me, I guess. See any healing coming real quick? Physical?
I want to talk to you about music. Okay?
Okay.
They flashed a piano in front of me, and I know that's because I play piano, but one of the things that
I used to love to.
okay, so there you go. So they're talking to me about music and how healing music can be, and I don't know if you need to get back into playing it because it's very cathartic. You know that from playing it, and or if they just want you to start listening to more music. But they're talking about music being very healing for you. So I'll give that to you and leave you with God's blessings. Thank you, Linda, for calling in.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. And if we have another caller tonight, could you just flash me their name again, please? My wonderful producer, Dave. Rachel. We have Rachel. Hi, Rachel. How are you tonight?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I think I still have her brother here. He's not ready to leave yet. Yeah. Oh, anyways, okay, Rachel, how can we help you tonight from Australia?
I was just seeing if you could, I've had someone close on, like a friend of mine passed away recently. I was just wondering if you could see if he was coming through or any messages or anything.
Okay, Rachel. Now, I didn't hear you tell me how the person is related to you or anything, so that's okay, because you just said a person, right? A gentleman, a person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Rachel, I do have a gentleman in spirit here. He steps in on father's side of the family to me. He feels on the more stocky side. He feels a little bit shorter to me and a little more on the rotund side. Can you identify this person already?
Sounds like my Opa.
Your Opa? Okay, so that would be your grandpa, right? All right. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes that, I always tell people it's not dial a ghost, we kind of get who we need to hear from the most, it's so anyways, he stepped in really quickly, and I just have to say it. I don't know if bowling is a big deal over where you are, but I'm hearing something to do with a ball. Bowling.
Oh.
Like a ball, I mean, like some type of sport with a ball. See, for me, I'm seeing it as like a bowling ball, but it's a ball. Anyways, just telling you what I'm seeing. I don't know if that means anything to you.
We drive past that every day, a bowling center.
You drive past a bowling center every day? No,
yeah, I mean, don't go in there.
Did your Opa bowl by any chance?
No.
Okay, well, he's talking to me about bowling. I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with getting more exercise or something like that. I don't want to make stuff up. I'm just giving you what I hear. And he showed me a bowling ball and he came in with it. So I'll just give that to you for now. Maybe later it'll jog something in your memory for him. But
it does actually.
Does it?
It does. But
Okay.
Gosh. Wow.
Okay, so that you don't need to share with all the people in the world right now
Okay,
if you don't want to. Okay. But yeah, so it does make sense to you now, the bowling?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. All right. So it had to do with your grandfather, right? I feel like he is pushing another person forward, Now, this person that you're talking to me that passed, is it recent that the person's passed, like within the last 6 months?
Yeah, just in October.
Yeah, that's not even that long ago. But I feel like your grandpa is trying to push him forward. I don't know that he's ready yet to come forward. And I'm not sure. I'm feeling like there might be a little bit of regret here with this person as far as maybe how he left things with you. Okay? Things that were left unsaid. All right? So
Yeah.
I don't does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like he's not looking at me. Okay? He's kind of got his back to me, and I feel like, here's your grandpa in the background and this person's closer, so I feel like he would be younger in age to you and probably
Yeah.
close,
I don't think
closer.
it was his time to go.
It wasn't?
No.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation that we could have, Rachel, about when's your time to go and all that. That's like a whole nother class, We make a contract before we come, and we have different exit points, It's really kind of a whole nother discussion. But so it might have been his time to go for him, but for us it wasn't, right? We just don't know.
I don't believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was
so I think that give it another, I want to say 4 to 6 months, and I think he'll be ready. Okay, you might hear from him before then. I just think that he's still kind of like sifting through things, and even though your Opa is trying to get him to turn around at me and say a few things, I just don't think he's ready yet. I know that sounds like I'm japping out on you. I hope you don't feel like that. But did he play the saxophone?
Can you tell me anything about No, who, my Upa?
Who played the saxophone?
Nobody. My son, he played the clarinet, and my Upa actually played the harmonica.
Okay, I thought I saw a saxophone. All right, so well, I'm just going to give it to you, and maybe it'll make sense, just like the bowling did, right? So
Yep.
we can talk about that too. So did you have? Well, I'm sorry. What was your question before I interrupted you?
No, you're right. Just can you tell me anything about my life?
Okay.
And my kids?
Okay, so right now they're telling me, I don't know if you've ever heard that song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. It's kind of an old song, by Tiny Tim. He played a little ukulele type thing. It was called Tiptoe. Yeah, I know. It's not the best song. But anyways, I feel like, okay, the reason they're telling me that is I see you're kind of like tiptoeing and walking on eggshells, okay? I feel like there's a lot of things going on in your world that I don't feel like you have unrestricted movement, okay, in your decision-making process and what you want to do. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
I feel like you're having to tiptoe. You're tiptoeing because you don't want to upset this person, or you're tiptoeing because you don't want to, rock the boat on this side and tiptoe. I want to tell you to just jump in, baby. Okay? Whatever it is that you want to do, because I feel like you've been thinking about something. It's time. Your time has come, and you need to put yourself first in this matter. And because this thing, I think something is there that you're thinking about, or that's going to be coming very shortly, that's going to bring you so much joy. Okay? And I think you have to make, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes, it does.
either, okay, so I'm feeling good about it, but you're going to have to kind of put your foot down, so to speak, and stop tiptoeing around with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean,
I know what you mean, yes.
you do know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like you have a couple of angels, and they're like one on each side of you, and they're like lifting you up, and they're giving you the strength, because they're not going to let other people stop you from your path and your joy. Okay? So that's giving me chills. I feel like these angels are just lifting you up from behind. Okay? So, Rachel, remember that when you get down on it or you think you need more support, they're there. Okay?
Yep.
And thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome so much. And go bowling.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, goodness. Good night, Rachel. So, everyone, thank you again for tuning in tonight. I thank A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV for bringing you to me. Don't forget, next week we have Reverend Sharon Hill, registered Lilydale medium. And you can go to my new website at brendareading.com. You can book a reading with me, or you can listen to some of these past shows, because I put them on my website, as well as all the places that A1R Radio puts them out there. They do such a good job of marketing this. And also, anyone wanting to book a reading with me, you'll see my prices and stuff on my website. But if you decide to book a reading with me, I have decided that as a special gift to you for December and January, I will give you 25% off. But you have to use the password, and it is A1R Radio. Okay? So all you have to do is type it in the message, and I will give you 25% off. So everyone, just have a great week. I will see you next week. Don't forget to take time for the good. Have a good night.